Very excited for our senior class to be able to send them out 8-3, be able to give them an opportunity really to bounce back from a loss, and then also to just really kind of their credit, bounce back from a 5-5 season a year ago. And so when you look at things, you kind of look at the whole process here. So very excited for our guys to be able to finish this way. Not the prettiest of games that we've played offensively. Put the ball on the ground a couple times, and through the interception there, I think it was a great play by their guy on that. But for the most part, kind of what I expected from West Liberty. They're a team that I think defensively has given up about 350 yards a game, and they've been pretty solid. And so for us to really rush for 100 more yards than I think they're giving up, and to get 100 more yards offensively, I think it's pretty good opportunity for our offense to play the way they did. And then really proud of our defense, just continue to get better throughout the course of the year. The first 5 games, we were giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points. And I think for the last 5 weeks, Shane Richardson and his staff have just done a fantastic job of getting those young guys in place, getting them more confidence. And defensively, we lose 3 guys who played, 1 guy who started for us. So I'm excited about the future of our defense. Sad for Travis Daniels. Would have liked to have seen him get another quarter. Sad that he was not able to finish, because I thought he was going at a great clip right there. But excited to get DeMonte and Mike in there. Got a chance to see a little bit of what our future of our running game will look like. So with that, answer any questions.
Coach, talk about, sort of working your seniors here too, but Travis Daniels, 1,631 yards. Obviously that's what you expected from him last year, but you got what you bargained for this year. Just talk about your senior class as a whole, how they performed today, and then Travis obviously breaking records that will probably be a long time before they're broken again.
Well, in leading with Travis, we always knew he was capable of this. And so, his sophomore year he got 1,000. I thought that was about what he could get. And then last year, he was in the mid-3s, and he really split reps with 2 other guys. And we never really found Travis's rhythm last year. And I think I've told you, he was the first guy that I met with once the 2010 season ended. And I said, Travis, we're going to get you back to where you were, but I need great work ethic out of you, and I need great commitment, and he's done it. And so what he ended up with,
1631.
Yeah, 1631. I think that's a great tribute to him. And really, as many carries as he's had to stay as healthy as he's had, this is the first time we've seen him, kind of lying on the ground, and you're going, okay, what's taking place? With our offensive line, 4 out of the 5 are starters. Gerald Hughes and Eric Thompson, we weren't sure if they were going to start for us, and they stepped up and did a great job. Keith Broderick and Lance White have started a lot of football games for us, and I think that continuity and that depth of starters that we had, we were not deep. One of those guys get hurt, it would have been an interesting deal early on, but just the depth of starts and experience that we had, because Eric had stepped in and started for Keith at center in the past, and he had played guard for us. So I am really pleased with those guys. 2 tight ends, Cody Harrington, Josh Shanks, really unselfish guys in this whole thing, because they blocked a lot. They're the reason we were open quite a bit, because they take up some things in passing. And are really 2 workhorse guys that excited for. Both Josh and Cody, they came in together, and this is their 4th year in the program, and they've seen great success here. And then we got the 3 wide receivers with Joe, Dom, and Jameel, and really excited for Joe. Midway through the season, I think he had about 8 catches or something like that. Hadn't really done much. He'd had a couple of kickoff returns, and then just to finish the way he did, had a great punt return today, and really did a great job in the receiving end of it throughout the course of the second half of the season. Dom and Jameel, just solid. Dom going back to Fayetteville State, great catch, keep us going. Jameel, big catches throughout the course of the season. And then defensively, Jacob Sykes came in from Virginia Tech, and the season didn't go the way he would have hoped. He started early, and then didn't play as well as he knows he's capable of, but he was just a great character guy and just a great addition to our program. So I'm excited that we had that season with him. Matt Johnson, another guy, came in, played for 1 year, and Matt, I think, played dynamic on our defensive line, and really both those guys provided great leadership. And then Marshall Taylor's a guy that we recruited about 5 years ago when he was on and off, didn't do well academically. Tribute to him, came back after he was suspended, came back, great student now, and was a great leader. I'm indebted to this senior class. Those guys who really kept this team together. They had tremendous work ethic and just did a fantastic job keeping us going throughout the course of the season. I think, you learn a lot about a team. I mean, you lose a game, do you come back and win the next one? You lose a game, how do you handle the next one? And I think all throughout the season, these guys did a great job of keeping us focused and keeping us moving in the right direction.
Could you go back and talk about the defense a little bit? Earlier in the season, there was a little touch and go. If you had seen them have about 5 more minutes of possession and 22 first down stuff, maybe it was a different outcome. But talk about the defense and their progression from the first couple of weeks now.
Well, I think you just look at, if you look at our leading tacklers right here, Dominique Bridges, redshirt freshman, Elijah Williams, true freshman, Quentin Pate, sophomore. I think that just says a lot about what that unit's all about. It was a young group early on, and they needed, they needed to grow, they needed to develop, they needed time. And so, again, Shane and his staff defensively have really just done a fantastic job of, continuing to stick with the basics, continuing to get them to rally to the ball, continuing to get them to play hard and not give up on it. I'm excited about the future of our defense. I think, I think we've got the right people in place, and I think we're moving in the right direction.
Coach, talk about that first quarter a little bit. I know we spoke about this outside, but really a sloppy start by both teams. I mean, 6 fumbles, 2 lost on the first quarter, and then the interception by Sean. But, I mean, talk about it. I mean, they came in turning the ball over a lot, but it wasn't really our forte, but sort of started off pretty ugly.
Yeah, I was really, I mean, it looked like our guys were a little emotional. It looked like our guys weren't necessarily gelling like I've seen them gel coming out. And it was very interesting. I told them at halftime, I said, guys, okay, second quarter's good. We need more like that. I think we were through, with what happened in the first quarter. Very uncharacteristic because I think we've been able to get out and get started in other games. And give West Liberty a lot of credit because I think they did a good job, schematically, doing some things against us offensively that kind of played into that. So, we got a long off season to figure out how to fix that. We'll see.
And speaking of, I know we talked about your seniors, but obviously you got a big time player coming back in Luke Charles, finished with 2,978 passing yards. I mean, how has he lived, and has he gone above your expectations of what you expected from him this year?
I don't know that he's gone above my expectations because he each week has gotten better. I don't know if that's the right way to categorize it, but I'm really pleased, obviously, with the year that he's had. Anytime a guy comes in and is a sophomore and doesn't have a lot of game experience, you're kind of unsure what you're gonna get there. The thing that helped him early on is we had Travis Daniels, and that offset things very well. My expectation for Luke is that his percentage goes up, his interceptions goes down, and if yardage goes up, that's great. But I want to see his passing percentage go up, his decision making get better, and his interceptions go down. And one thing about him, which allows him to, I think, be able to accomplish that is he's a great student in the game, and he's a hard worker as well. So
a lot of people 8-3. I mean, you see the fact that the season ended today. I mean, it's not a disappointing season, but is there a little bit of disappointment in you that maybe this team isn't going further next week?
Well, most definitely, because last week we didn't play well, and I don't know anything different in that one. But you go back early in the season, I think we had an opportunity to win the Wingate game, and I mean that'll be one that just kind of sticks with you for a long time. And I said after it, I was extremely disappointed how we finished and how we ended, because I thought we could have been much better than that. I mean, right now I'm happy to be 8-3. As we analyze this and look at it and go back, I think that one will be the one that probably is a difference maker. Because I think if we have that one, I think we're sitting in a different situation. We're 10th in the region right now. Doubt we're going to move up. Doubt we're going to move over. Probably stay right there. May slide up one. But if we were 9-2 at this point in time, I got to believe we'd be up 3 or 4 slots, and be sitting there waiting. Okay, what's going to happen?